Well, hello, everybody. What is happening? It is the Dennis and Andy Show, 3 p.m. on this lovely Wednesday. It started off gray and gloomy, and then when Dennis showed up, the sun came out, the birds started chirping, my neighbors started running around naked for some reason. Oh, wait, that was me in a mirror. Whatever. Dennis, I tell him when he comes over to knock, but he just barges right in, and if you barge right into my office, my space, my abode, it's not my problem if I don't have pants on.
Yeah, Andy, these are all Andy problems. These are what we have to do with. Guys, as I'm working behind the scenes, I'm letting you know, pass the word out. YouTube is down right now.
Man down.
Yep, YouTube is down. So only Twitter is functioning.
And
Facebook.
Yes.
Facebook and Twitter are functioning. YouTube keeps popping up with things that they are having problems streaming right now. So nothing on our end. So for those of you that were planning on just YouTubing it, we're sorry. This is why we have alternate sites. So Twitter it or Facebook it.
That's right. Check us out there.
And I did share it on both my channels.
Yep. And so did I. So do that. Before we have our guest for the day, look what I got from the printer.
Oh, drum roll.
Oh, yeah. Noise is here, which means it'll be shipping soon. Look at that. Open it up. Oh, we made that stretch goal spiral bound. Oh, wrap it.
And I'll tell you, that makes all the difference. That spiral bound is really nice.
Yeah, it is. And tight, because I love saying that. You can open it up. You can lay it flat. You can be like, oh, man, I want to practice inking on one of those pages. Throw some freaking tracing paper over it right there, or vellum. Or for you people that got the digital editions, I'm going to start sending those out. I was waiting until I got the nice print edition in. These will start going out next week. I just ordered treasury size bags because I like putting a product in nice plastic bags for their protection. So there you go. Nice and Tight is here. Yes, very excited. Came out great. Thank you all again for backing it. You saw the Kor-Drath trailer starting off the show. Kor-Drath the Awakening launches on Sunday noon Eastern, launching it with EVS on his channel. He is the man for always willing to use some of his free time and pitch in for these launches. So that's really cool. So there you go. And then later Sunday evening, depending on, I don't know how long Ethan's going to want to roll for. I expect a few hours or so more. And then, as usual, and then after that, a little dinner break. And then I talked to John Malin, and we might pick the party up over on John's channel. So, guys, be ready for Sunday because we've got some cool stuff to show you guys for the campaign. And without further ado, we will bring on our guest. Here he is, Chris Wozniak, the Woz. Hello.
How's it going?
Hey, Chris, how are we doing?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Good, man.
Question before we start is, where do you find time to draw if you're streaming that? You're going to be on for 6 hours today.
What? Oh, no. We just started streaming now. So I drew this morning and, no, I usually, besides today, which is, 3 o'clock when we do our show, generally the streams I usually do are all at night. So days are, my days are always pretty open.
Okay.
for drawing.
It sounded like a full plate. By the way, yeah, I'm in the mountains, everybody. So
Chris is in the mountains, so when he goes in and out, it's because
blink.
he's in the mountains
Yeah.
in an undisclosed location.
Spaceships are here. So yeah, but congratulations on the Kor-Drath. It looks like another winner.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Or we appreciate it. So, speaking of, we'll bring your campaign up in a second here. Cool. But what's been going on, man? What have you been up to?
We haven't talked to you in a while.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just, I'm into the Barren Soil thing. We're just starting issue 2. So, and where I've now at this point, I've committed to doing the full 12. Yeah. So I've been, I've got stories for 8, and I wrote the end for issue 12 already. And so what I'm doing is I'm making sure there's a cohesion, that everything's playing well together, because, a number of these stories were stories that I just had, unused. So, and when I hit on this and I realized, be a good anthology, then I started to realize I could just, swap out some characters, and I could string them all together, and it would make one fantastic season of something, or you know what I mean? It's like that. Sure. So that's what I've been doing at night after I draw. Make sure I'm, touching everything up and keeping it tight.
Cool. So what's the so the last time we talked, you had the other project you were thinking about doing.
Yeah, that was going to take too long, and this was 80 pages to start with. On your first campaign is a journey, and I thought, 32 pages are going to be easier. So Barren Soil, every issue is a 32 pager. So, and the first one's done. It's in the can, and it's actually free for everyone to read if they want. But I like the idea of finishing the book before the campaign starts, so there's no pressure on me. I made the comic. I know it's good. I don't have to worry about meeting expectations. I do that in advance to keep my sanity.
Yeah. And Chris is right. If you click the link, this is the whole first issue. Now, we're not going to go through the whole first thing, but if you go to the campaign page, right there, first paragraph, you can click the link to read the whole first issue. And you sent it to me, actually, to give a look through, and I did. And, I'm an art guy. I read the first few pages, and, I got hooked on it, and I'm a print guy too. So I didn't want to spoil it. So like I told you, I didn't read the whole thing, but I skimmed through it visually. And this is really a different look for your stuff.
I've never drawn in that style before. I made it up on page 1. So, I knew,
oh, wow.
Yeah, I had the first panel. I was like, okay, what's this going to look like? Because the stories I had were very dark. They're very, thriller oriented, but dark ones.
Yeah.
And so I knew doing maybe a Mazzucchelli or a Toth type thing would suit it, with heavy blacks and everything. But I had never done that type of style ever. And so, I was like, all right, I'll just give it a go. It didn't help. I actually didn't even know how to use Procreate either. And it was my first time using that. So
you're okay. So then you're doing this that I was going to follow up with. So you're doing this whole thing digital, huh?
Well, I do have a tendency to draw on typewriter paper, or if it's an important one, I'll put it on Bristol, like a cover maybe. And then transfer it and ink digitally. On occasion when it grabs me, if I feel like it, I'll do proper inking just because I like to. So on some of the covers, they're going to be proper inks on paper. Sure. But that was drawn on typewriting paper, printer paper. And then, you scan it in, and actually I just took a photo of it and then inked over the top of that in Procreate.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, dude, that's the nice thing with digital, not only drawing that way, but like you said, if you're gonna draw it and then ink it digitally, you don't even need a scanner. You can literally just take a photo of it.
Yep.
And even if it's a little crooked, you can go in and hit transform, distort, whatever, and just pull the anchor points to make it nice and square like it should be.
Yeah, but
You
you know,
know?
guys that are artists for a living, they can eyeball that well enough that it'll be cool. They probably wouldn't even have to fix it. But yeah,
Yeah.
you know, for someone else, they could definitely, you know, I don't see the need for a scanner anymore, really. If you know, if you're just using it for your art flow, you know.
Right. Right. So what is the okay? So then, what is the actual story here?
Well,
What is the story
like I
behind
said,
Barren Soil?
yeah, every issue is a thriller. There's a superhero element to it, but it's not. You know, that part of it is coincidental. It's not. You know, you can do the same stories with this guy out of costume. They all work. So it's not like, you know, there's nobody that flies or anything in this universe. It's all grounded, down to earth stuff. And they're all, like I said, they're all thrillers, but it's kind of an anthology. They all string together, and you begin to realize that there's a bigger story for these seemingly unconnected events, and it gets very, very creepy, a little Twilight Zoney, but you know, much darker. You know, maybe Black Mirror / Twilight Zone type thing, but all set in 1973 in New York City. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So okay, so every issue is basically a single story,
Right.
but they all, tie together.
Yeah.
So,
Except for issue 10, 11, and 12, the finale is a 3-parter.
oh, okay.
You know, just you know, you want to go out with a bang. You know.
Let's see. Hold on, let me Blue Boy, can y'all re-upload this episode to YouTube when it ends, please? Yeah, we can. And it's also on Facebook. I don't know if you use Facebook, Blue Boy, but it's on my Facebook, Dennis's Facebook, DNA show page, I assume.
Yeah.
So check Facebook as well.
Yeah, we got some emergency red lettering that popped up that said YouTube is down and nobody can go live. And I'm like, well, that's kind of the point of YouTube. So it's kind of a bummer. But it should save all of this. So we'll be able to download it and then upload it if it didn't. So yes, this will be available
Later
for future
today.
drawing whenever they get their stuff together over there on YouTube.
That's right. Well, we can upload whenever. They just can't do live. So we'll probably have it uploaded before they can do live stuff.
I'm willing to bet.
Yep. Yeah, so back to Barren Soil. One, I really like the logo. I think that's cool as hell.
Thank you.
I love the look of that guy.
Yeah, I mean, the character's actually from high school. I created that guy when I was 15.
Nice.
Yeah, his name is Mourner. Although in Barren Soil we don't refer to him by name, it's just like a nameless hero.
Yeah.
But you know, and even the story is a bit of a rehash of a story I did when I was 16. I did like an 18-page solo story for him. I don't have it anymore, and I'm going on the vaguest of memories. But like, you know, I basically just, you know, did a more modern, much darker, mature version of what I remember it to be. You know?
Yeah. That's cool. And like, how did you come up with just the 12 issues, or
that's just looking at stories that I had, you know, and seeing it, like, you know, because first I was like, I got a lot of stories. I know I got stories like backlogged. You know, I had a comic company for a long time, and our financer would never let us launch. He always wanted bigger. It was very much a cross-gen 2 type situation over there. So I had some backlog stories, and you know, I thought, well, I can do an anthology series. That could be fun, you know. And then I started to realize that they could interconnect, you know, with not a lot of work, and you know, and then all of a sudden I had the vision for the big picture to see the whole thing, and then like I became like Ahab. I'm like focused on that last scene in the last issue. So I'm gonna try to push through all the way to 12. I already started 2. You know, just gonna, you know, that's why I'm giving away the first issue free. I'm looking to pick up people as I go for the long haul, you know.
Right. All right, that's cool. How's it been learning, I guess, this new art style that you said you've never really done before? Are you in a groove with it now, or?
Yeah, now I have it down. So that's you know, the thing. It's like when you do the first one, you're feeling it out, you know, who the characters are. But especially with this, like Procreate was new to me. I'd never opened the program in my life. So, you know, and
He'll be back. Don't worry. See?
I knew I was going to be doing everything myself, the writing, penciling, inking, and everything. And you know, I wanted to come up with a vibe that, you know, fit the story first. You don't cheat there, but something that like I can handle on my own. So
Yeah.
simplified style, and it's all monotone with spot color. Every issue is a different color, like and the color ties in with the big reveal in the story. So the first issue is gold, second issue is blue, etc. You know,
Okay.
and so you know, when you start seeing the tinted scenes in that, you know, spot color, those are when we're going into flashback mode and giving backstory on you know, what's going to be like, you know, the big payoff at the end. So, you know, the first one I think went really well. Everybody seems to love the story, so you know, I'm happy with that. But the art, yeah, you're right. I was you know,
He'll be back. See?
program, you know, and so I'm like, what you see, the comic book Barren Soil is all I know how to do in Procreate. I got one brush. I just, you know, I just like, I write the story on the iPad. I draw the story on the iPad. I only know how to use one brush. I don't know how to color in that program. You know, I just know what the one brush does, and I make a comic book. Yeah, I use it.
Yeah,
For the,
well, you got one more brush than I do. So, because I've penciled stuff in Procreate, but I've never really inked anything. I like using Clip Studio more, but obviously you have to pay for that. So if I ever do more stuff on the iPad, I would probably just start buckling down to learn Procreate since it's there, you know, and it's free. So.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or
all right. Well,
maybe that's.
Oh, I keep forgetting about the trailer, so let's watch
Cool.
that too. Nice. All right, I think I'm going to have to read the digital one now. I don't think I'm going to be able to wait.
Okay.
I mean, I'm reading quotes from guys I know, and I'm like,
yeah.
I told Dennis, I'm like, hey, wait, I know that guy. I know that guy. I'm like, wait a second. Are you saying that if I read this fully through and got back to you, I would have had a quote like, damn it, my narcissism is just.
I could squeeze you in the next video.
There you go. Okay. Okay. I'm reading it tonight. No, I probably will read it tonight because seriously, dude, you picked really good music, even though it was just still images with the quotes and stuff. I think it worked really well. And now, you know, I'm dying to see what the twist is at the end.
I'm happy. That's what it's supposed to do.
And I am going to back it as well. So, because, you know, I love physical copies.
Excellent.
So, well, that's cool, man. And it looks like Keanu Reeves. So I think you're going to try pitching him.
If I told you who the actual model was for that character, no one would believe it. But if you stared at him and you go, oh, I see it now. Yeah.
So you're not going to tell me after that tease? You're not going to tell us?
It's young William Shatner. It's you know, it's you know, that's who I use for the model. And this.
Did you hear that?
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
he did say young William Shatner.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I just met old William Shatner this
No, no, no.
weekend.
You met him for real?
Yeah, he was at we were at SC Comic Con, and I got I got a lithograph I do for all the different shows, and it's got this picture of the Starship Enterprise in the middle with all the cast members that go around, and he was the only one I didn't have that was still alive, that was on it. And so he came to the show, so I literally was first in line and got to meet the Shatner and his 93 years of glory at the show. Got the signature. So the only ones I'm missing DeForest Kelly and James Doohan from the lithograph, but that's because when the lithograph came out, they had already passed. But I do have other signatures from them much earlier. But it was cool. Yep.
Jealous. Yeah, I missed meeting Bill like 3 times, like by seconds. You know.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, I got hit by a tornado once. I was on an episode of I Survived. Do you remember that show? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I was the commercial for it. You know, and when I went to the studio to do the interview, like literally they were like, okay, just sit there. And I sit in a warm chair, and they were like, William Shatner just got out of that chair. I was like, what is? Like, yeah, I just walked out the door when you came in, and I was like, the chair was still warm from his ass. Yeah. That's as close as I got to meeting William Shatner.
Oh, that is so cool. It was funny. So, like Dennis said, we were at this con over the weekend, and he walked through the lobby, and it was nighttime, you know?
Yep.
And he walked through the lobby, and a buddy of ours is like, hey, Mr. Shatner. And he just goes, good morning, and keeps on walking. And it was nighttime.
That's a guy that, you know, I'm sure gets flustered, you know, especially in that environment, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's so wait, I want to hear more about this. I Survived. One, how long ago was this?
A tornado was in Alabama, the Tuscaloosa tornado in 2011.
Okay. And then how did getting on I Survived come about?
I was on boy, it's a story. The tornado literally ran me over. Like I saw with my naked eyes the vortex looking up into the sky, spinning like to 50,000 feet. It was like a Category 5 too. It was not a joke.
What were you? Were you? I mean, were you in a car? Where were you?
Okay, I guess we're getting into this.
We're getting into this.
Sunday afternoon, I'm sitting down watching a football game, and you know, watching the game. They break into the game with like a news alert, and it's a graphic of a spinning tornado and a blinking arrow pointing at a corner, like it said 15th and McFarland, and it was like, you know, danger, tornado on the ground. It was like little, and so I lived on the corner of 15th and McFarland, and I was like, what? So
shit.
I go outside and I'm looking around. It's, you know, shit weather. It's all dark gray and everything, but like I don't see a tornado. And then all of a sudden, at the corner of my eye, I realize that there's sunlight all the way on the horizon. And then on the other side, there's sunlight. The tornado's so big, it's right in front of me. It's filling the whole sky. And I'm on the phone with my brother, and I was like, dude, the tornado's gonna hit me any second. I gotta go. And I dropped the phone and ran into the house. And you know, it was just dumb luck because I had heard there were tornadoes in Alabama, and I looked up what to do. I took 10 seconds to to look up what do you do in a tornado, and it said, you know, get under the stairs. No stairs in Alabama because there's no basements. It's too wet. So I put on my motorcycle helmet, and I grabbed my dogs and tied them around my waist, and I got in the tub and wrapped the dog chain around the faucet for the tub, right? And now it's like a small bathroom in the back of the house, right?
Yeah.
So there's no other way out. There's no door or anything, right? What if the whole house falls on me? What if I get trapped here? I was like, should I stay? But there was no time. It's like that you could hear everything. And so I thought, okay, I leaned out of the tub and I opened the door thinking, okay, I'll save my way, a way out. And when I opened the door, the rest of my house flew away. The roof came off. The whole house came off. A giant Krispy Kreme 18-wheeler went tumbling through my living room. And then the wall of the tornado just fucking came and hit me. And the tub, my whole entire house disappeared. Everything except for the tub, which was because it was anchored down into the ground.
Yeah.
Like couldn't fly away. So I'm in there with my dogs. I'm holding on to the chain. My dogs are flying in the wind like kites. I think my hands are fraying. I got 2 dogs that are flying like kites connected to this thing. And, I'm getting pummeled with debris and everything. And then the tub begins to buck like it wants to shoot off into space. It does it like 3 times. And the 3rd time it comes out of the ground, but the pipe pulls on, right? And then I'm like, oh shit, this is it, man. I'm fucking gonna go. And I literally, like at that point, thought that was it. Like, I'm gonna die. And fucking everything slowed down for a second, right? And then I realized that like like I said, I could see the whole vortex. It went directly over me. I literally could see the vortex. And but then, like, there was like one wall left, and that fell on me. All right. And I was like, just my head and my arm was sticking out, and my 2 dogs on the chain were out in front of me. And then the wall of the tornado leaves my yard, starts crossing the street, and it starts raining cars. A pickup truck lands like 8 feet, a Cadillac about 30 feet farther in my yard.
Holy shit.
Cars just fucking landing, falling out of the sky. And, I was able to crawl out, and my dog is covered in blood. The dog's okay. It happened to be my blood. I got a cut on my leg, but nothing like on my shin, so nothing, didn't hit anything important. But just to let you know, like how rough it was, like I was wearing a motorcycle helmet, and I got hit in the head with something. It ripped the face mask, the windshield off, and everything.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And I was wearing basketball shorts. It was summer. I was wearing basketball shorts, and something flew through. I don't know how to say this in a nice way. Under my nutsack, something fist size went through the front of my shorts and out the back.
Holy crap!
So fast that it went through nylon basketball shorts, and just left a hole like that, and fucking missed my leg and all my vital parts by what must have been 2 inches. But like once the tornado passed, everything in every direction was gone. I couldn't see anything. But everything was gone. The entire neighborhood disappeared. Yeah. And
oh my God. That is
so a couple of things. One, Joe Bernardo said he tied to a pipe. He is Bill Paxton on Twister. Did you chuck a bottle to the Twister and say, have a drink?
I did not. I just tried to hang on to my dogs.
Oh my. And number 2, did you save those shorts as like a memento?
No, I had to wear, listen, when you get hit by a tornado and the entire town is wiped out, like no one's got any food or clothes. I had to wear those shorts for like a week and a half, right, until we got like donated clothes that came in, because
so you lost. I lost everything. Renting? Were you renting, or did you own it?
It was a rental house. Yeah, it was a rental house, but other than the house being a rental, it lost everything. Car.
That's what I say.
My entire comic collection, everything. Yeah, everything gone. Yeah.
Oh my God!
All my guitars, like forget it, everything.
So then, how did
just to show you how rough it was, my motorcycle got pushed 4 feet into the dirt, the backyard. Got pushed
4 feet down.
4 feet down. Yeah, it was a category 5, man. It was crazy. Yeah,
and this was 2011 in Alabama. Yeah. Because, dude, I'm Google searching this when we're done.
Yeah, Tuscaloosa. I can tell you the minute that I'm getting hit. It's on. Yeah, somebody got it on film.
Wow.
So then, how did the I Survived thing come about?
Because I was on CNN too. Wolf Blitzer did a story on me, And also, as it happens, Obama did his like spiel in my front yard, you know, and yeah, I couldn't get my own house. He did it like it was so bad that they picked my house, you know. So there's a motorcycle, not motorcycle, a helicopter parked outside my house, like whatever Helicopter One is called. It was just a Secret Service wouldn't let me go to my own house, my own wreckage. It wasn't a house.
I was just saying, yeah.
Yeah. And so, they actually, you know, after that story got around, they changed the announcement that they make. Like they say, if you have a motorcycle helmet or bicycle helmet, put it on. That's like part of, you know, the tout.
Wow.
Yeah, well, a bunch of kids on my block that died though. It was yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was actually some things that it was awful because a few days after that we joined up with like some guys with chainsaws and stuff like that. We went digging people out and digging their houses out and their cars out and everything. But it was really, really bad. It was a lot of people. I think there were 45 people dead just in the area.
Man.
Yeah, and but they were like dead babies in trees and bodies floating in golf ponds and stuff. It was rough.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I you know, an F5. I mean, that's a rarity. I'm pretty sure I'm sure in 2011 I heard about it. Probably saw it on the news.
Yeah, I picked the wrong house.
Did you move the hell out of that state as soon as you could?
Yeah, we had to stay for another year or two because we went down there. My wife at the time was getting her degree, so we were stuck there. You know, but like you know, for a while, you know, we were homeless for weeks.
Sure.
A month and a half, I think. And you know, it was all like borrowed clothes and you know, local restaurants donating food and everything. You know, you can't get in your bank account because you don't have a wallet anymore. It's all like that. You know, it's just like you know, I had no shoes. I had flip flops, and yeah, it was.
Where was your wife at when it happened?
She wasn't home. She was like at a friend's house that was just outside the area that got hit.
So nothing even affected her area wherever she was.
Yeah,
wow.
they thought it was dead for a few days. That was on the killed list.
You were?
Yeah, that the army goes around and taking like a census to see who's, you know. Yeah.
Were you just not there when they came around?
Well, there was, you know, I'm out there. It's, you know, it was getting dark, and I'm out there and you know, torn bicycle shorts and no shoes. You know, I friend's house that was about a mile away. And, you know, about 3 days later, we got back to the rubble and I went digging around just looking for, you know, a pair of shoes to put on or something. And I found my cell phone and because it started ringing and I picked it up and I answered it and they go, "Oh, is this Chris Wozniak?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they go, "It is?" And I was like, "Yeah, who's this?" And they go, This is the United States Army or whatever, you know, whoever's in charge of that. It was like the military. It's like, "Oh, well, we have you on the list of deceased." I was like, "No, not yet."
Oh my God.
Yeah. So my family was free because they had listed me as killed, you know. And yeah, it took a while for us to even be able to call back home. Yeah.
Oh my God. I just can't imagine that because like, you know, I assume later that day, obviously you were able to, you know, see your wife and stuff, but
no, that took days more for everyone. Because again, there's no, you know, there's,
so she was going through a few days thinking you were dead.
Yeah. And even the guy that I was with that I hiked to his house, his wife had not been home either. And it was days before everybody could reconnect to figure out where everyone was. Yeah. So, you know, because
like, I've never known, like, you know, I've been in an area of a tornado. I've never had one come right through over me. But you know, I remember there was one here in Charlotte that went through a neighborhood that we still owned a house. This was, you know, some years back. We were renting, and luckily it didn't touch our house, but it messed up some others. But I mean, it was just like maybe a F1 or 2, you know, nothing. Just pulled roofs off and stuff.
Yeah, and also like,
roofs off.
I knew someone else that had, you know, that was also hit in that same tornado, and they had just built a new house, and
Oh.
but they had a house with a basement, so the family was able to go down there, and they were okay. But literally the next year, they rebuilt the house, and that house got hit again. So they got hit by a different tornado just like 10 months later or something. You know, I think it's time to move.
Jeez, what a so like where did you sleep that night?
Like I said, I hiked down to my buddy's place, and his apartment complex had been hit, but it was still structurally sound. You know, it was banged up, you know, with broken stairs and stuff like that, broken windows. But his building, you know, it was still structurally okay. So
Yeah.
I was there for a few days until we finally got in touch with another friend of ours who was outside the area, and he brought us in. He brought his family and my family, and you know, and we stayed with them for weeks actually. You know.
Wow, dude, that's crazy. I mean, you're the first I've ever talked to that's gone through something like that. So
I don't know that it happens to a lot of people.
well, yeah, I mean, I guess you know, when you look at obviously the overall population of the country and
maybe
how
in
many,
the South
but,
it's a regular thing. I don't know. You know.
yeah, no, holy crap. Well, 13 years later, and you know, I guess you always have that memory with you. So I guess the dogs weren't that big that you had at the time.
No, they were Jack Russells. And,
oh God, I had a Jack Russell.
Yeah,
I love Jack Russells.
Yeah, they're great dogs. Yeah.
But, did you have long hair or short hair?
I had long hair then, still.
Oh, okay. We had the short hair type.
So. Oh, the Jack Russells were both short hairs. I thought you
were asking me if
I had long hair. I was like, no, I still had long
hair.
Oh,
no. Yeah, the dog. Yeah. Yeah, no, we had short hair Jack Russells. They were great. A friend of ours just sent us pictures of the tornado. It was April. Yep, April 27th. Yeah. Holy crap. That's insane. What? Oh man.
Yeah, Joe's sending over pictures, but it won't. He sent them so we could maybe share them, but it doesn't want to find it.
Yeah, oh my God. Dennis is having issues all over again.
Yeah, it was so wild that yeah, that's it.
Wow. How wide was that thing?
Half a mile, I think, or something, or a quarter mile. I can't remember. Something. It was a big measurement.
Now, do they measure that? Is that the measurement? I assume at the base, ground level?
Yeah. It was at least a quarter mile because, like I said, you know, it wrecked everything that we could see.
Just imagine you like step out of your bathtub, your house is gone, you're looking around, and then a car falls right on top of you.
Actually, do you see what you're looking at?
Yeah.
All right. See that hospital in the back? That building, the one standing building all the way in the back?
Yeah.
I'm between the front of this picture and that. So
okay.
I'm right in the middle of this. You know,
wow.
If you see a picture with a white pickup truck like upside down on the ground, that's what landed like 8-10 feet from my head.
Oh my God. So I'm guessing because how long had you lived there before this happened?
I don't think that long. I'm trying well, maybe I had been there a couple of years. When did we go down there? 2011. Yeah, so we had been there a couple of years by the time that hit.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama, that's not like.
Yep.
That's rare for that, isn't it? They're not like Tornado Alley or anything.
Not like it's Oklahoma,
right? Holy!
I don't know. They seem to be pretty used to it. You know, freaked the shit out of me though.
So this is how we sell stuff, guys. If you're just joining us, Wozniak, survivor of an F5 tornado, needs to get this book funded.
I gotta build an underground shelter, guys.
Help the survivor of an F5 tornado. Sure, it was 13 years ago, but those memories never leave. That things, when he hears gusts of wind outside in the middle of the night, he wakes up triggered from it.
A gentle breeze does it.
Was that from back then? What are you showing now?
I don't know. It was another picture set.
I don't want to share it if we don't know what it is. It looks like, well, here, I'll share it. Go back to it. You got to add it to the screen again.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on, we're going to share a picture that was sent. I'm guessing maybe did CBR or any comic book news site run anything about you?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, it was on CNN. But like if you just Google 15th and McFarland, and you'll see pictures. So
What about this one?
yeah, that's from those days.
Oh wow! Look how young you were.
Yeah, drawing comics to do that to you.
It's funny. This was before, because after the tornado, your hair looks gray like it does now. Like the next day, as soon as it was over, you looked at when you could find a mirror in the wreckage. You're like, "Are you kidding me? I lose all my shit in my house, and now I have gray hair. Why, God? Why?"
Yeah, well, not a whole lot you can do about it. Once you hit 50, it's like
Oh,
Well,
you're telling me.
Well, we do have to thank Joe Bernardo, our crack reporter there, pulling up those pictures. I do, and guys, I will say this is all great considering we are not on YouTube at all right now. We've got 223 of you that have found your way through other areas to watch the stream. So thank you guys for putting up with YouTube's tomfoolery. But wow,
Yeah.
What an interesting.
Okay, because you said it. It's 15th and what?
McFarland.
Like Todd McFarland?
Just like Todd.
Whoa.
Let's see. Alabama.
Tuscaloosa tornado.
Hopefully I spelled stuff right. I'm too far away from my screen to see anything.
Yeah, I've been through a couple of tornadoes, and but nothing that ripped our house off. We actually had like a giant lilac bush in the front, and it hit. We were down in the basement, and when we came up, this huge tree like bush, exactly one half of the tree, all the lilacs were gone, stripped to clean, and the other half of our tree looked like it had never been touched. It was like the Star Trek episode with the black and the white side.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, like, it's a solid thing, because by the time it's, moving, it's picking up dirt and rocks and signs and trees, and so it's very much a moving wall of solid material. It's not wind, wind. It's being propelled.
Oh yeah, I never really look. I'll be honest, I never really thought of that before, but yeah, because you think about it and you think, oh, it's just wind, not like obviously an F5, if you're not grounded, it's going to pick you up and throw you around. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, it's a solid wall of stuff. Holy crap.
Especially one that size has picked up tons of material. As a matter of fact, there was a hamburger joint across the street from my house. The sign from that hamburger joint landed 60 miles away.
60 miles. Holy crap. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's insane. So have you been through any other natural disasters you'd like to talk about?
That's why I moved to the mountains. I don't want to, I'm done with it.
Are you in the, we're not going to, obviously, we're not going to be like, hey, Chris, give us your exact address, but you're in the mountains. Do you get like heavy snow where you live?
Yeah, I'm up in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. And, the only thing you got to worry about here is like avalanche warnings, but, or the occasional whiteout. But if you're not like, climbing the mountain, it's not that big a deal. Or skiing, I guess, if that day you don't want to ski if there's avalanche warnings. But it's generally fairly safe. As far as as far as the sky attacking you, at least doesn't happen to.
Oh man, surprised you didn't write a story about the tornado. Wait, it's one of the issues of the anthology.
I was just going to say, who says he didn't?
Let's just do a refresh just to see if we picked anything else up while we were talking about the tornado relief fund. Look at that, 204, 9 backers. Thank you guys. And it is on Fund My Comic. It is on Kickstarter as well. So
and Indiegogo. Look at that. All those different places.
Yeah, dude, you're like, I am. So do you know, just so we can tell people, what is your what are you looking at like total between all 3 platforms? Do you know?
Oh, we just put it up last week, but Kickstarter is I think 750, something like that. I guess 200 here and 150 in the other one. Last I
Okay.
looked, it's at about $1,000 or something. You know, it's just getting rolling.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing with Fund My Comic and Indiegogo is you just keep them up as long as you want. You don't ever have to, like Kickstarter, when it ends, it ends. But with this stuff,
And Fund My Comic, I think, is the the platform of the future. If we could, kind of start like helping Luke out and expanding that. I think he's got some really good ideas. I think his heart's in the right place too.
Sure.
As far as like protecting like creators. So
Right.
it'd be nice if he could take a bigger market share of the other guys.
Yeah. No, that's yeah.
To have a platform where you don't have to worry about getting booted for no reason or something is it's peace of mind.
Yep.
So word of mouth. That's all we can do.
Yeah, guys.
Help try and spread them out. And but it doesn't matter which one you back it on, as long as you go back Barren Soil. You can do it on any of those great platforms.
Yeah, guys, and definitely spread the word too, because it looks really good. It's from a bona fide guy that's been working since, when did you start? Like 89?
80,
88?
86. Like the first thing I did, I inked the Justice League cover. I think that was 86.
Oh, okay. So
the one Gypsy gets shot.
okay, yeah.
Luke McDonald, I inked that. I think that was the first job I did, and then did some more inks here and there, and then eventually.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I
36-year veteran of the comic book industry, Chris Wozniak, new book, Barren Soil. That's cool. Oh, I want to click through this real quick too. Let me do that. That's great.
If you look, I mean, that's Shatner, in my mind.
It's hard, I'll be honest, it's hard with the hair and the mustache and stuff. I'm the guy that when people told me that Michael Myers' mask was based on Shatner, I just never saw it. Never. And then I saw this real stark color picture of William Shatner, when he was younger, and it was like it was lit from the side. So only like half his face was lit up. But that one picture, I was like, holy shit, I see it now.
So I see William Shatner meets Keanu Reeves meets Danny Trejo in one bad hombre.
There you go.
Well, we could sell these in Mexico too.
That's right. That's right. Dude, I love this art. I am gonna definitely read the first issue digital, and then when I get my print copy, I'll just have it nice.
I appreciate it.
So, well, that's cool, man. Seen any good movies or anything lately? What do you do? Do you get out of the mountains at all, or are you just a mountain man?
No, well, I mean, I try to stay in the mountains as much as I can, but yeah, we get squeezed out once in a while, and have to go on little journeys. But I haven't seen like a new flick that I thought was good in a bit, but I did start watching something on Netflix. I thought has got a really interesting start to it. They're doing a new take on The Talented Mr. Ripley, and
what's it called?
Paul Ripley, right? But it's really well directed, well acted. Like guy takes the time to set up shots and everything. And it got a real interesting take. I've seen like the first 3 episodes, but I'm hooked. I was like, wow, this is different. This is someone making an effort, and it's absolutely nothing like the film, like the Jude Law, Matt Damon movie. It's a totally different take on the characters. And that's the first thing I've seen in a while. That was like, hey, okay, because generally for streaming shows, there's not much for me. It's like it's got to be the cream of the crop to waste your time on it. But this one, like kind of right off the bat, I was like, wow, look at this guy set up these nice shots and good lighting, and they really are putting an effort in. So
if I remember right, isn't that based on a true story?
Oh, I don't even know. I know there's several books. I think there's 4.
Oh,
never read,
not. You know what I'm talking about,
more
right?
than one.
The movie. The movie was titled just Mr. Ripley, right?
No, the movie is called The Talented Mr. Ripley. The movie's very good.
I know. I remember it. Matt Damon
and Jude Law and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah. All right, I'll have to check it out. I'm always down for something like that, and I do remember the movie and enjoyed it. So,
Joe Bernardo's asking, as a mountain man, do you ski black diamond runs?
I am a city boy, born and raised in Manhattan. But the very first time I went skiing, coincidentally on a Marvel ski trip.
oh wow,
Yeah. And actually, the girl I went with is actually upstairs right now. I live with her now.
oh cool.
And we're talking like 1992 or something. But I didn't know how to ski, and they just took me to the top of the mountain and just let me go. And like, okay, and they left. And so I didn't know what. I just started to try to ski. That's how I do everything. Apparently, it's just you're on your own, figure it out. And I skied down the mountain like the very first time. I didn't know what a black diamond trail was or blue. I just went. I went the wrong way. I fell a lot. But the very first time I ever like put on skis and went up a mountain, that's how I got down. So
Oh my God, the first time I went skiing was in Syracuse in 94 or 95. In my defense, I was awful, but in my defense, I was hammered, and a bunch of us went. Us guys went. Bart Sears was there. I was hammered to the point that I didn't even go to like the top of like a beginner mountain. I went up to the top of like this. Almost, I guess it was like where they would teach you. So you didn't even have to sit in a chairlift to go up. This is how pathetic I was. And it was you just grab onto like this rope that continually keeps going around, and you just grab onto it and it pulls you up to the top, and you just ski down and you grab it. I mean, I'm talking, this thing wasn't even the length of a football. Maybe it was the length of a football field, if that, right? Not a steep angle, like maybe 30 degrees. Oh no, I was just, forget it. I was awful. Never went back. Just not I'm not a cold weather person. So
it's fast on skis. Like people I don't think appreciate if you don't know what you're doing and you just go straight down the hill. It's like being in a car sliding on ice. It's like you can hit 60 miles an hour easy.
Yeah, that's why you got to cut back and forth like this.
Isn't that what happened to Liam Neeson's wife? Didn't she hit a tree, or was that Sonny Bono?
Sonny Bono. That's how Sonny Bono died, skiing, and he hit a pole or a tree.
Yeah, but I think that's what happened to Liam Neeson's wife too. I think she was skiing and she hit a tree. I think.
Yeah.
Somebody on the chat. This is what I love about the chat. Somebody hears it. Next thing you know, in a couple minutes, we'll have the answer.
We just have very limited chat, but somebody did pop through. Randy did. The Talented Mr. Ripley is a book written by Patricia Highsmith, who worked for Stan Lee at Timely Comics. Wow.
And there you go. Liam's wife got that way too. So
yeah, I've had drinks with Stan Lee. So apparently, I've had drinks with the same person that, who wrote Talented Mr. Ripley. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Dennis went skiing and hit a tree and actually took out the tree. I mean, I had to bury it. It was sad. It was a sapling.
A
baby tree.
No, well, to be fair, it isn't so much skiing. Back when I used to deer hunt, when we used to drive the woods, especially these small trees, I hated when they were in my way, so I didn't like to go around. I literally would. They would laugh because you could hear crunching and you could see trees, the small trees, just move, and they're like, oh, Turner's coming out. There he comes. And you could see the trees going down, and I would come walking out. So yeah, I hated it. I'm not a ski fan. I did it a couple of times, and I think I'm good for the rest of my life.
I like snowmobiling. Do you do that?
I am a big motorcycle guy.
Oh, okay.
But up here, motorcycles are super popular here because it's scenic in every direction. So it's
sure.
Really great for riding. But up here, like those 4-wheelers, the little I don't know what they're called, the ATVs.
Yeah.
Those are huge here. Like everybody has them, and I tried those. and that freaked me out. Because you ever ride a horse really fast, like in like
Oh yeah.
yeah, like, and it's just like reckless, and that's how I felt. I was like,
So
okay,
wait, a four-wheel, because you're talking about the
Well,
four-wheel
there's
ATV.
ATVs and there's UTVs. They're different. So 3 or 4-wheeler.
no, four.
Okay.
Yeah.
So riding a four-wheeler ATV freaks you out more than riding a motorcycle?
Well, I was riding through the woods like on a trail.
Oh,
So you're high up and it's moving a lot underneath you.
yeah.
I've ridden motorcycles like, and it's for some reason that feels fine underneath you. Like, but to me, this, because it's going also left and right, not just up and down. It just felt like the only time I felt like that before was when I rode a horse through the woods and the horse decided to run.
Oh,
On the
wow,
trail.
yeah.
And I was like, and it's just like, I was like, oh man, this is dangerous. But it felt like that to me. It felt dangerous. And, but that's the big deal around here. Snowmobiles are, I think are fun, but it's one of those things where the mountains are dangerous. So it's not something you do by yourself. You don't go into the woods alone. You gotta treat it like the ocean, So,
and snowmobiles, really, there's a reason why there's snowmobile trails.
Yeah,
they custom the trails. They go through and groom them, so when you go out there, you can just travel at high speeds. You don't have to worry about hitting anything, and when the snow comes down, because snowmobiling is dangerous. And Joe even lets us know about the dangers of skiing. Andy hit a tree, then he became a Cowboys fan. So I mean. Exactly.
I know
we have to be.
It knocks some sense into my head. You might want to try it, Joseph. So when you said you like motorcycles, you're talking street bikes then, not dirt bikes.
Yeah, I'm older now. I prefer like just a cruiser or something. But I grew up on like Suzuki's and Hondas and sportier bikes.
So do you have a bike now, or?
Yeah, but I'm looking to get a new bike for both my girlfriend and myself this summer because she rides a little bit too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so but I want to get her. I'm looking at one of the Hondas that have the automatic clutches.
Yeah.
I think for her, because she rides, but not a lot. So and so she's coming back to it. So I think that might be like, something that's in the near future, because, it's just safer if you don't have to clutch and everything. It's, I don't think about it anymore. It's natural. Like I don't even think I could explain it to somebody because it's just something that my body does,
Dude, when I only rode a motorcycle once or twice when I was a teenager. And, it just, I don't know, kind of like you said with the ATV freaking you out, the motorcycle just kind of freaked me out, even though it was only going I only went like 25, 30 miles an hour in the neighborhood street. It was just weird doing that with nothing surrounding me like a car. Yeah. And I'd like to try it again, but I'll be honest, I'm so out of it. I had no idea they made automatics anymore. Or automatic with motorcycles.
Yeah, I mean, Honda's been doing it for, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years already. And they got it down to the point where, like, you can't tell,
Wow.
And up here, it's relaxing riding anyway. It's all country roads, twisty roads. It's all great 40-mile-an-hour roads, I can't even think of the last time I took a motorcycle on a highway because I'm just surrounded by scenic, areas.
Sure. Have you seen the Can-Am 3-wheel cycle? It's got the 2 up front, the 1 in the back.
Yeah, they're interesting. They also, popular up here too. I see them all the time. I've never ridden one. I don't know what it's going to feel like. They're so low to the ground, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. I've seen them too, and I'm just like,
it's like
I don't know.
It looks like an F1 car almost. It's like
Yeah, I think they're slick. I've talked to a couple people who've owned them when I saw them on the strip or whatever, and we were standing there talking. They love them. They absolutely love them. I don't know.
There's a 2-seater,
might be worth it. No, they're 2.
Yeah. I think do they make 2-seaters for those? They do, right?
Yeah. Because I talked to a husband and wife, and they had one. Because I said something about a sidecar, I was like, well, if you just want to ditch it, you pull the pin, sidecar goes, and you just keep going.
There you go.
Because we can't do that with these.
That's like, I'm not buying one of these then. Waste of time. Okay, so because I often wonder when Helen and I, my wife and I, will go to like Asheville, North Carolina, which is, mountainous and stuff.
Yeah.
And on the drive there, it's very scenic. And we'll see the houses like, you're like, wow, look at that house up in the mountains and stuff, right? And that's kind of what I'm picturing. Like, is that what it's like where you are? Like, do you have a neighbor or they're really far away?
I'm in a really tiny town. Like the whole town is 3,000 people. And I think when I lived in Manhattan, there were more than 3,000 people on my block. Not
Sure.
kidding. Yeah. And, so there are sporadic spot towns. They're all small. The biggest town would be like 10,000 people.
So you got like one stoplight?
No, there's actually no stoplight.
No way.
No stoplights. No.
No, there aren't.
Is it just like a mom and pop grocery store you go to?
We got like a Shaw's and a Dunkin' Donuts and a McDonald's. It's like every other tiny town.
But,
right. There was a stop sign. There was a stoplight down at the bottom of my street, but they took it out a year ago. But going through Main Street, I don't think there are any lights on Main Street.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have just like, see, I'm picturing like you've got that one neighborhood bar everybody goes to.
There's 2, 3. We got a great bakery and we got a diner. But it's small, But
That's cool.
if you want to try, look, if you're in Manhattan and you want to go out, you got to get on the subway anyway, and it takes 45 minutes. If I drive 45 minutes, I can get to a bigger town that has more restaurants. And but my neighbor, just to give you an idea, like, have you ever been to Central Park in New York City? Yeah, my neighbor across the street, her yard is bigger than the Great Lawn.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's big, just in case you don't know.
That's cool.
You've never been to New York City.
Nope. Have not been to New York City, and that'll be one of my last stops.
Damn. Yeah. So, last question.
Yep.
Dunkin' Donuts. Do you like donuts, and what's your favorite one from Dunkin'?
Wow. I'm a classic donut guy, and so I have to say, if I could only pick one, it's going to be the strawberry frosted, just because from when I was a kid, the grown up in me might like the apple fritter, or the coconut.
Apple fritter's good.
Apple fritter's my donut of choice.
Nope. Yeah. Best donut at Dunkin' is the old fashioned plain cake donut.
Wow.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Don't you want colorful shit on it? And
he wants no flavor.
It has
tons
of flavor.
He wants that cardboard. You just fold the cardboard over and eat it. Yeah.
It has so much flavor.
There is no flavor whatsoever. Even when we get out of, okay, so I was telling, when you get out of church, they'll have a special day, and then they'll have all of these 3 tiers. The top tier, it's plain cake donuts, this tiny little top. And then they've got the white frosted donuts in the middle section, which is good. And then the bottom is just full of chocolate. Chocolate's wiped out. White powder's wiped out. And what's left? The little plain cake donuts that are on top that nobody
bring them
eaten.
to me.
So I'm like, all right, guys, you now have your urinal cakes for the next week. Just go put them in.
You're so wrong.
I need to see some color on my donut or glaze.
Exactly.
I do see color. Hey, Chris, I don't see color when it comes to donuts.
Sprinkles are all good. Yeah, it's
just saying.
Coconut flakes. Yeah.
But this is true. But Andy microwaves his eggs. That is true.
I do.
Plain cake donuts, microwaved eggs. We are talking a refined palate here.
You are. I'm getting hungry.
Get your own Food Channel show.
I should have my own. It's the basic necessity. Look, when the world goes to shit and you fruity guys can't get your fancy fucking donuts, and I'm over there eating the plain donuts that you refuse to eat because there's no taste, we'll see who lives and who dies.
Well, it isn't that we can't eat them. We just choose to eat something that tastes good.
Whatever.
There's a difference.
Whatever. All right, guys, go check out Barren Soil. You can read the first issue by clicking the link on the page. Guaranteed you're going to dig it. He's gotten a lot of great people to read it and give little snippet quotes about it. So definitely go check it out. It's going to be 12 issues. It's an anthology. I think it looks awesome. Just love the style.
It does.
So
We're
go
issue
check.
right now.
Go ahead.
Working on issue 2 right now.
Oh, nice. Is that the? Well, I want to make sure I hit the right button because I'm so far away from my screen I can't see. Just do that real quick one more time.
And guys, we will be going to see the movie of the week tomorrow night because Andy and I go every Thursday night to go see one of the great new movies at the theater. Sometimes they are great.
I was going to say,
sometimes they are not.
They're not all winners.
But hey, we have to give them all a try. We are seeing Civil War. No, not the Marvel Civil War. This is the A24 Civil War. Who's America? Are you in? We will find out tomorrow night, and we will be doing our review Friday morning. We will try to set up a time. We got to do our comic haul because we each picked up some great stuff from the convention this last week. So we will try to find time at some point here to pop one of those in.
That's right. And guys, of course, Kor-Drath the Awakening launches on Sunday at noon Eastern. Go sign up. Link is in the description below. You want to sign up because then when you back the book, you get the free Adriana trading card. And you also get front of the line shipping, which means when we start shipping the books, yours will go out in the first week, front of the line. So go sign up for that and be on the lookout Sunday at noon. It goes live. And if you sign up, you'll know because you will get an update saying it's live. And if you sign up, you'll get an email from me with the secret links so you can go and back it, and then I will know, or Dennis and I will know that you use the secret link, which means you get the Adriana trading card in front of the line shipping. So do that as well.
Joe, thank you for watching us on Facebook. You are our only Facebook person. The other 272 of you, thank you for popping on to X to being able to watch us, formerly Twitter. And the rest of you, we will pop it up and you'll have to watch it on YouTube later.
That's right.
Once it gets uploaded. But thank you all who did show up and finding us on the alternate channels.
And next Wednesday at 3 p.m., we have a guest. We'll just leave it as a tease. He was, if you want to go back in time to, I believe it was one of our first episodes. If not our first, it was our first interview. I can tell you that. Yeah,
it was.
It was our first interview. Friend of mine, friend of Dennis's. He is returning to the show next week.
He did the artwork for my game module for the first Kor-Drath.
That's a pretty big hint.
He is going to be doing the art for the second cover of the Kor-Drath module coming out. So there's your hint, people.
That's right. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great night. We'll catch you later.
Yes. Long and prosper.
All right. Bye-bye.